It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It was another episode. Wait. It wasn't just another episode of AEW Dynamite. It was the 3-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. And there was also a holiday to celebrate. Well, I'm having trouble thinking of it.
National Scissoring Day. Oh, dang it, it's cutting me out for the scissors.
I'm just saying that over there,
I'm a scissor of motions.
I kind of wish they prompted us to scissor everybody in the crowd last time we saw them live too, because that just seemed like it was a fun time tonight.
Would have scissored. We would have scissored it all over the place. Everybody would have scissored.
Oh yeah,
so many scissors.
Heck, it might have happened if, well, last time we were there, if they had won the titles, then who knows? But outside of that segment, which was fun, I thought the whole show was really good.
I agree. I
mean,
there was so many good ones because the Yuta and MJF one to start was good.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, there's the big meaty men slapping meat. It it wasn't a whole lot, but it was cool. It was all right.
I mean,
they was big and they was meaty and they was slapping meat.
But they did some fun stuff for being big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, they did some fun stuff with their slapping meat.
Lethal and Darby was fun.
Yeah, Lethal Darby was good. I liked the
I was gonna say
trio match.
I feel like that should be your favorite with as much as...
Yeah, I think that might have been my favorite actually. The women's trios match was really good.
I feel like Roosh versus Hangman wasn't anything spectacular, but maybe I don't know, it was just kind of average.
Yeah. I think I went into that one like because you go when you think of those two, you're gonna go into it with really high expectations. So if it's just all right, you're like,
I wonder if this one got completely thrown off because of the Andrade Sammy situation. So now Andrade versus 10 isn't happening on Friday, so it messes with the whole them versus Dark Order dynamic.
No clue, my man.
Oh, speaking of, should mention, Sammy was on the show, even though speculation right before the show came out was that they would both be sent home. So it might be a situation that's Sammy was there tonight, Andrade will be there Friday, but Sammy won't be there on Friday. But now Andrade doesn't have a match on Friday, so he doesn't need to be there. But the fans let Sammy hear it though tonight.
Oh, they did. That was one of my favorite hits. That might have been I think the crowd hitting Sammy might have been my favorite hit of the night.
Luchasaurus versus Fuego. Okay, obviously not a 5-star classic.
Oh, it was.
It was like a 5-star or 5-second match. It's more like it.
Yeah, it was like Goldberg on his 170 million streak.
And then you had the main event tag match, which was, it was obviously a lot of story to unpack in that match because it just happened. Everything that led up to it. I have a feeling down the line we'll probably get a bit more of a just straight up fight, pure wrestling type of match as opposed to less. Yeah, we'll just go with sports entertainment aspect.
It's entertainment. Hey, everybody loves sports entertainment, though.
No, everyone loves the Acclaimed. Started off the show with two guys who were out to prove a point that they could wrestle. Even though you could argue MJF is kind of sports entertaining, he can wrestle his ass off.
Yeah, this was, I think this was the most wrestling that I've seen MJF do. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen him do half of the moves he did.
There was a 1-minute stretch of just pure wrestling magic in this match. Maybe even more than a minute. I don't even know. It just kept going on and on and on.
Talking about when they turned into the spinning top.
Basically, yeah. Because literally the only note that I took before all of that was when MJF hit that power bomb, but as opposed to like flip him into a backbreaker, he put him down long ways into his knee. So
yeah, that was a cool ass move. That was almost my hit of the night. Almost, but Sammy got hit so hard.
Fuck Sammy.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else before that power bomb thing there either. That rolling pin thing.
I mean,
It was silly but cool, and I don't know, I liked it.
I don't remember how they got into it, but they kept countering each other, probably in total, like kept rolling through the pins, I don't know, 20 times?
It was going on for about 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, it'd be either a 1 count or a 2 count. It eventually broke for half a second, which then they went right back into another pinning combination, which had MJF bridge out of it. And so then they're in the waist locks, and that's when they went to the tombstone position, which they flipped over a few times and kept countering.
Like just a little, a little encore.
But wait, there's more. When MJF ended up with...
Rest in peace, Billy Mays.
When MJF had him up last for the tombstone, Wheeler Yuta rolls through it, and they start doing rolls around again for more pins and more counters.
That was great.
And the fans were reacting over and over to it all. Like they loved it just because it kept going forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know if I've ever seen that much before.
Yeah. MJF really wrestling. Man, that was new to me.
I mean, he did follow through on his promise to beat Darby Allin with a headlock takeover.
That's talent right there.
Another story of this match early on was Yuta kept trying to go to the top rope, but MJF would kind of like in Orange Cassidy just roll to the opposite side of the ring. So that way Wheeler couldn't. Eventually, he starts to roll. He looks back at Yuta, flips him with the bird, and Yuta dives 3/4 across the way of the ring. Like, I've only seen Will Hobbs jump further. Forget Dante. Powerhouse Hobbs is the new standard of high flying.
Yeah, that was a dope splash though.
He did get pretty far.
He did get very far.
I mean, it sucks for Wheeler that he's MJF's first match back because you know who's winning this.
Yeah, they were like, Yuta, go out there, make MJF look good.
And I feel like there's a couple of other points to this match. I feel like because obviously Wheeler's there because of his issues with, Mox, who's the champion in the Blackpool Combat Club. But with that being said, this match showed that MJF can go technical standpoint, which is huge with the BCC. Not only that, but he didn't just beat Wheeler Yuta with the salt of the earth. He took his armbar up another notch by flipping over and cranking down the arm behind the back. And they were putting over how much more vicious that is.
He's all out there being a wrestler and stuff. Look at you, MJF.
Showing off that he's going to be able to hopefully hang once, he has that eventual match with Mox. Because as much as I like Hangman, it's not going to be Hangman.
Yeah, Hangman's definitely not going to be beating Mox.
You know what? Because I know what your hidden night's going to be, I'm going to change mine just because I know what yours is going to be and we can revisit it still. But after the match, Wheeler tries to shake hands with MJF. MJF acts like he's going to do it. Oh, sorry. At first, he's like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But he's getting ready to go for it. Slowly, Moriarty attacks. MJF stops him. Stokely hops up on the ring apron, hands on the ring, and he's like yelling at him to blast him with the ring.
Yeah, MJF was saying, I didn't want you to do this. I didn't ask you to do this. I didn't ask you to do this.
So he's finally about to give in to Stokely and lay you out with the Dynamite Diamond Dozen ring. Yeah, that's what it was, I think. Stupid alliteration. But
that ring.
William Regal pops up. And he revisits an old gimmick with him and the power of the punch, because you see him just bust out the brass nuts and wrap them around. And he goes down to the ring and everybody else backs out. He has a nice little face off with MJF. And which is funny, because if the man was that conflicted, it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. But he ends up thinking better of it. But we got to hear nice Regal chants. We got to revisit
the Regal chants was the loudest chant of the night.
I love this little throwback. It was so perfectly kind of timed. I mean, the whole conflicted MJF before, I'm not that sure. But the Regal aspect I loved.
Yeah, Regal's a badass.
But we're not done with Blackpool Combat Club, because next there was a video package just hyping up the main event, which was Danielson and Garcia versus Sammy and Jericho. But after you get Tony Schiavone with JS backstage, whole thing was just basically they did everything for Garcia. They turned his back on him, or he turned his back on them. Now they're gonna end him. Yeah. There was a good line in there.
Yeah, I love that Daddy Magic was mostly pissed that he threw away that hat that Jericho gave him. I was like, so he's really pissed about the hat. Right. Daddy Magic gotta stick to his weird guns.
At one point, Jericho said, we taught you everything about sports entertainment and or everything we know. And Tony goes, so systematic cheating? He's like, you say tomato, I say tomato. Just like, yeah, cheating, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about.
But you're probably just like, yeah, it's winning, right?
But first we had, okay, so there was a big theme for tonight that commentators kept talking about. It was basically like Ring of Honor night, because it was almost a point in every single match to shake hands.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there were any where they didn't start attempting to shake hands.
Yeah, because next...
At least attempting. Yeah.
I know Darby tried to, but Lethal didn't go for it at first. Yeah, like, this isn't a Ring of Honor matchup, but you called it best. The whole match was Jay Lethal messing with Darby's legs, including an avalanche dragon screw off the top rope.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, he you'd think that if someone was targeting one body part for the entire match, you'd start to get a bit bored, but Jay Lethal knows a million moves apparently, and he kept it, like, he was creative with it. He kept it pretty fresh.
Jay Lethal is so old and so wise, and yet he's not actually that old. Like, he's just been doing this forever, it feels like. And, well, sorry. He's been doing this at a high level forever, it feels like. Hey, but guess what?
What?
We weren't done with two men rolling around the ring countering pins in this match for the night.
Yeah, we needed some more rolls, man.
Because
that was cool, though.
Because the end of this was Lethal went for the lethal injection. Darby breaches him and drops him on his head. The Chihuahua comes out. Lethal's distracted, tells him to go to the back. Then they do the roll around, not nearly as long as the first match, but they do counter each other a bunch before Darby is able to get him in the Last Supper pin for the win. Goes on to Lethal, he doesn't need them, and eventually Lethal, he has to shove Lethal to get him fired up, but Lethal does shake his hand in the end. Are you excited, Range?
That'll be, I think, yeah, I am excited, actually.
Something's gonna happen with Lethal that gets him away from this group.
The group thing's not doing it. Or that group's not doing it for me.
Jay Lethal's built to be a babyface. With his Ric Flair stuff and his Macho Man stuff, he's built to be a babyface.
Yeah, like just watching, even because as a heel, he always looks like he's trying not to smile.
He does generally, like, even in podcast or YouTube videos and stuff in his streaming, he just generally seems like the most happy-go-lucky, like, nice guy. Now, and the thing is, you don't have to get rid of Dutt. What if he becomes like a Jimmy Hart type of manager? Just take that same energy and be positive. Like, Jimmy Hart was kind of obnoxious like that back in the day.
But everything was obnoxious like that back in the day.
Speaking of back in the day, because next came the Brian Cage and the Embassy promo. Straight out of 1993.
Oh my gosh. That background. And then his character is just so, like, over the top 90s. And man, it made me feel like I think it was the blue. It kind of makes me think more of WWF than WCW. But it was just that, like, that
it felt like the
early
old
to mid 90s time wrestling,
like Mean Gene interviewing whoever in front of the plain ass background. But and it also didn't help that Brian Cage said like the most generic shit. It's like, ooh, cliche wrestling promo.
Well, yeah, because wrestling promo.
Prince Nana said that they're coming for all the gold.
Sucker.
Brian Cage says it is his comeback, it's his arrival.
Welcome back, you big meaty man.
Slapping mate. Which is funny because actually pretty early on in this match, Wardlow hits a Hurricane Rana. And then Wardlow hits a Hurricane Rana, then Cage turns around and goes for that Rey Mysterio 619/Tiger Fang kick. Wardlow catches him, slams him to the mat, but it's just the fact like, hey, you did a Hurricane Rana, I'm gonna do this Rey Mysterio type shit after.
Yeah, Cage can move in the ring there. I noticed that. Like, it's alright.
I forgot what move he does off the top rope, but he will occasionally do a dive off the top rope. It's kind of like Brock Lesnar when he first came in, except don't break your neck on a shooting star press, please.
Yeah, don't do that, Brock. Not Brock. But Cage, you do what you want to do, guy.
But
it was weird. It was weird to see a buffer than Wardlow, dude. Wrestling Wardlow.
But Wardlow ends up getting the win with Powerbomb Symphony. He did the one powerbomb, and then the double thing. He rolls through him and does the second one real quick to get the win. The Embassy attacks after. Samoa Joe comes out. Still losing on a 4-on-2 disadvantage until eventually.
Joe.
No, after Joe.
After Joe. Joe. I just wanted to say the Joe. No. Oh. And then out comes FTR hair and FTR bald.
Yeah, and despite the 4-on-2 disadvantage from early on and Joe and Wardlow still being down, they pretty much all backed out the ring for FTR coming down.
Yeah, because it's FTR hair and FTR ball.
They exiled the ring, but then the Gates of Agony got back up on the ropes around the apron, and they had a nice little stare down. I know they said this match was going to happen. I cannot remember. Was it at Battle of the Belts or was it just Rampage before it?
Battle of the Belts.
So let's see. We know we have the TBS. We have the All Atlantic. Is that the third one?
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I can't think of another one. Yeah, because Jericho's doing his next week on Dynamite.
Yeah. I think it's usually 3 matches, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
Will we actually see a title change hand this time? Maybe the All Atlantic. No, they're. Oh, never mind.
Trent Beretta.
Because Pac is going to wrestle 2 matches on Friday. He has the trios match on Rampage. And then he has the match with Trent on Battle of the Belts.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's yeah, I don't think any belts are changing hands.
I mean, that would be the only one I can try to even go with. The other 2, Willow beating Jade. And we already just talked about the other one, and I don't see that happening.
As much as I love my Willow, and if there's going to be somebody that takes the belt off of Jade, I would want it to be her, but it wouldn't make sense at all.
I feel like if you had given her maybe another couple of months to kind of start up a story with her and like put some momentum behind her, as opposed to 1 week, maybe.
But the story is in my heart, okay?
It's okay because you get to confess
this is my dream match.
All the feelings in the world here shortly.
I don't need big meaty men slapping me.
Next, real quick, we had a video from Britt earlier in the day. She said she's going to answer the question everyone has. Just says no, the doctors haven't cleared Saraya. Guess it's her house now. That's really it. And that's what kicked us right into the women's trios match.
Yeah.
Also, you could tell something was a little bit weird because after the heels came out, you got Saraya coming out, kind of like intro the babyface team. And they were telling a very specific story with Willow tonight. And it started kind of with the entrance. She kind of fangirled a little bit, like she was a little bit out of place.
She was out of place. Oh.
And then during
I guess I didn't notice anything different from her, but
I mean, it very much fit with her energy, but I don't know if it's because the way that Saraya introduced them. But then even during the match, they were pointing out there's a couple times that she just, I don't know if they were trying to say like rookie mistakes kind of thing or whatever it would be, that they were taking advantage of her.
Yeah, they did do that.
But also because they did want her in the match.
That was supposed to be like a story beat. But yeah, I just thought she was just being her.
It could have. Yeah. Maybe it's only felt different because of the fact that Saraya was like right there, being like Vanna White in Wheel of Fortune, like, hello, next person.
I just feel that.
But as we were watching this, I tried to give you a heads up that you're about to see something pretty nice coming from these ladies, because Penelope Ford and Athena together, it may have not been a super amount of time, but they were super crisp together.
Yeah. I want to see that singles match right there.
And see, that's what I saw when I first saw Penelope Ford at All In. I thought she looked a lot like that, like everything was super crisp. But I haven't been seeing as much of that with her in AEW lately on her own. So it was nice to see her do some really crisp moves, like a flying head scissors on Athena, who flipped out of it and landed on her feet.
Yeah, I'm noticing a common theme here with Athena is that she looks good in the ring with everyone.
Which is going to be great, because when you have those certain kinds of people, when you pair them up with other people, it helps you figure out, okay, who really is really good workers, who blends with others. Like Britt, for instance, if she's with a good worker, she can have a really good match. If it's not a good worker, it'll be okay. We haven't seen her really carry bad people to really good matches.
She's not gonna do that, no.
But Athena, if she can make everybody look better, like even her match with Jade, like when she's in the ring with Jade, things that look very bad with Jade with other people, they don't look great with Athena, but they don't look nearly as bad.
Yeah, she's I don't know. Yeah, we need to get her into some more I want to see her in some singles matches.
I mean, our biggest thing with the women is they gotta find a way to get them over with some personality so people care about them. At least some more are starting to get cheered, like Jamie, and a little bit of Serena Deeb chance tonight.
Dog, that was wild. And I was like, yo, people are cheering for Serena Deeb. That's what's up.
She's from the area.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't catch that somehow.
But I didn't know if there's a weird part to it, because early on in this match, the baby faces, well, more specifically, Toni Storm was doing some heel type shit. Like, to get the advantage on her over Serena Deeb, she actually had to grab her by the hair, hold her, and just start like pounding away on her back. So like breaking rules. Then she pinned her into the corner and she called for all of her teammates to come in and do like a triple team.
Yeah, but it was a triple hip attack. So it was cool though. Just because it was a triple hip attack.
That's
like, the exception.
I was trying to figure out if maybe they were acknowledging the fact that Hater and Deeb definitely were getting louder reactions than any of the baby faces.
Yeah, it's real rough out there for Toni Storm, because Hater and Deeb got all the love,
and you're the champion.
I'm just saying, like, Hater, Deeb, and then Willow gets like more cheers than her too. She's like just now being a part of all of this stuff.
At one point, Willow was hung up in the ropes, and Rebel went to ringside, and she went to grab the crutch from underneath the ring, and she was about to use it on Willow, but that's when Saraya actually steps in to stop Rebel from using the crutch on Willow. Will then hits a Dr. Bomb for the win on Penelope Ford. Would you like to celebrate?
Yay, Willow. She got a pin on TV. On television, she got a pin.
And you know what the sad part is? Everyone's just going to think about what happened after, because when there was a celebration, Britt comes in, hits in Soraya's face. Rhea gets a little bit physical with her. They start a big old brawl all over again between the two teams, which ends with Rebel in the middle of the ring on her knees and Saraya hitting like a super kick, and they're like, "Oh, I guess D&D was wrong. She's good to go."
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real ugly looking kick. But hey, they got the point across. She's ready. Her first program is going to be against Britt.
Which, you know what? We know Britt can need a loss, and she'll still be the biggest star of the division.
Yep.
Possibly, because now Saraya can challenge that, I guess. So it's not bad. Britt's kind of at that point where you can just throw her back into the title picture at any given time, and she'll be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I feel like it's relatively obvious who's going to take that title from Tony.
Yeah.
So, kind of gives Britt something to do while our best friend goes win the championship before somebody turns on somebody.
Yeah, she's gonna come for that belt. That'll be cool, though.
I don't want to talk about what happened next. I'm sick of thinking about Sammy and Andrade and all this annoying shit.
But it wasn't. But Andrade, he wasn't here tonight, so you don't have to think about him. It was just the people that are associated with him. So just, cut the string in your head, and it'll be fine.
Jose basically calls out Private Party for finally showing up to this team meeting. Bruce says, "Do the right thing. Be there tonight." Jose says, or they'll take him to court because they know about Matt Hardy and the contract thing.
They're like, that's some stuff right there. You better come help us cheat.
They didn't even really do anything till after the match anyway, so whatever. And they still didn't even do anything at that point. But that's later. Now we have, besides Willow getting a win, the highlight of the show. What day is it?
It's Scissoring Day, everybody. You guys better scissor.
If you have somebody immediately to your left or to your right at this moment, I need you to take your hand, put up 2 fingers, and scissor the person next to you.
Yeah, just give them a little. Hey, what up? Just a quick, what up?
So, rightfully so, of all the nights in the world, they let it breathe. They let the crowd start with the "Oh, scissor me, daddy," and they let it go. It's National Scissoring Day. It's the most wonderful time of the year to sing such a song.
So, is it October 5th every year from now on, or is it going to be whichever Dynamite they decide it is?
Maybe like the first Wednesday of October, something like that. We have all those holidays. That's about this Monday or that Sunday of the month. That one's just going to be a Wednesday one.
Yeah, that'll be smart. First Wednesday of October. Claim.
It's no longer known as AEW Anniversary. It is just National Scissoring Day. The rap was a bit different. It really wasn't insulting. It was just straight up hype, like their own hype, excitement. Talks about them being homegrown and they're great. That their Scissor Me Daddy Ass is the most sold shirt of 2022. AEW now stands for what?
Oh, it stands for Acclaimed Every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dude, he also said that they were the winningest tag team in AEW history as well. That means they probably just had a lot more matches than everybody else.
Because they talked about it when they were going into their first match with Swerve in Our Glory.
Oh, I missed that somewhere along the way.
It's basically because a lot of their matches for a long time was like Dark and Elevation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I figured.
Bones gave himself a new nickname. The Sultan of Scissor.
Sultan of Scissor.
Now, you and I, football fans, I did appreciate mascot to talk about greatness. And they're in Washington, and his dad was on that Super Bowl team all those decades ago when Washington won. Growing up, he got to see that Super Bowl ring. But now he's a champion. I thought that was actually,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I guess that's what you call serendipity. You're the champion. You're in DC. Your dad played in DC. Your dad won the Super Bowl in DC, or playing for DC, not necessarily in it. So it was a nice little moment.
Yeah, that's real cool. Oh, yeah. Daddy ass gave them the scissors. That was cool.
They went to town hall because at some point they let him take over because they did the whole Who's House thing. And they gave it a break and he went in there just to say that. But yeah, he went down town hall, got some golden scissors. Usually people are handing scissors, cut the ribbon. No, they were given the damn scissors.
Yeah, they just got the scissors. They can just cut whatever they want. Or they can just scissor.
No running with scissors.
Oh, daddy.
Because Bowens was celebrating running around the ring with him.
Yep, daddy says no running with scissors.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the back, Colton and Austin are crying a little bit.
Yeah, at some point, like, there was a lot of talking. I mean, it went for a while, but the whole thing was good. They go to do like the big scissor party for the different corners, and that's when Swerve interrupts. He ends up challenging Billy Gunn for a match next week.
Yeah.
Says Rock always beats scissors, and he has a giant rock that he pulls out. But then most importantly, here's a person with some real power, a real weapon against Swerve. Mark Sterling comes back with his petition from months ago.
That was comedy written perfectly right there.
And he had a nice suit.
That pink suit, dude. He comes out and he says, well, paper covers rock. And he has that petition in his hand again. That was gold. That was gold right there.
He said he wants to come down and he wants to work with them to give to help them out to get rid of Swerve, and then they can give the people what everybody really wants, everybody to scissor him. And they weren't having anything of it, and they knocked out Sterling, gave him the scissor me timbers.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Billy Gunn grabs the mic again real quick. He's like, by the way, Swerve, I accept, but that's all I got to say to you, but we got one more thing to do. Then we get the scissor party.
Swerve is going to face daddy ass.
Okay, that Mark Sterling spot is similar to like how we talk about Danhausen.
Yes.
That was just execution of the smallest bit of timing at the right timing and doing it right, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. That was the perfect spot right there.
I don't hate Mark. I do not. But I've never been so happy to see him.
I don't hate him either. But I tell you, he's just so, yeah, he's just one of those perfect. You just need the right timing for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Just gotta have the right timing, and he's great.
Next, we had a Dark Order video talking about how they're going to face Death Triangle on Friday for the trio settle. So this is what we found out happens with 10, since he will no longer be facing Andrade for his mask versus career. Ooh, that does not feel good. Next, we had...
Changed. Oh, hold up.
What's that?
I just said they changed it all up.
Next, we had stepmother and stepdaughter. Kidding. Madison Rain was with Tony Schiavone and Blue Sky, or Sky Blue. Madison sees potential in her. They're interrupted by Anna Jay and Tymo. Yeah, basically tag match on Friday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, that was what my notes said. Anna Jay and Ty Mello face Madison Sky Blue on Rampage. That's it.
I have to go back and try to watch the segment in full. I think this is the part. It was either right before this, right after this, or it was them, like right in the beginning or at the end of the episode. I guess two of them might have did this. Since they were shortly after a segment. I didn't catch it, but I saw people talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
I have 0 notes besides the end of Rouge versus Hangman.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just it was short, and there just wasn't anything that really stood out during this match. I mean, it was Hangman and Rouge in the ring, so
it wasn't bad.
It definitely wasn't bad. It's just I thought I was about to see some dope stuff with those two, but we got some stuff.
It was an average Dynamite match, which still puts it better than most matches that we see on TV from anywhere else.
Yeah. Hey, you leave them alone.
No, I'm not even talking specifically them. There's other companies. I'm just saying, like, it's going to be up there with that. It could be on TV for any of them at any given time.
Mm-hmm. Slapping meat.
Rouge bled. Hangman won with a buckshot lariat. Private Party came up to the ring after, like they were going to attack him, because what Rouge and Jose said to him before. Mox comes to ringside, kind of stares him down before he eventually gets in the ring, and we're entering back of the Mox "you said too much" time, because everything that he said coming up could have been cut in half, and it would have been just as effective, if not better, because of more efficient.
Yeah. They definitely let Mox talk a little long here, because it went in a circle, but there was some good things, but it went in a circle. I just like that he said that they both have beaten everyone, but not each other.
He's been waiting for this for 3 years.
Giggity.
They've been waiting for 3 years to touch each other. Get it on.
And hopefully they get a chance to get it on.
You're gonna get physical.
Physical.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it got, because Mox at some point, when he goes to leave, Hangman says, "If you've been waiting for 3 years, where are you going?" And then Mox says he'll let him off with a warning, 13 days. And we see that MJF was watching this whole thing backstage.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna let you off with a warning, boy.
Honestly,
he called me boy.
When Hangman said the "where you going" thing, I thought that was actually great. It was different.
Yeah.
It could have led to something, but that little bit after it was just so disappointing. I would have been better off if they did have a brawl that had to get pulled apart. I would have been happier with that. As cliche as it would have been.
Yeah. I mean, but that's, I don't know. I feel like that's a wrestling thing, man. People gotta fight, get pulled away from each other.
Especially considering what preceded it, like the way you said that to him, it would make sense. Would you like to take the next thing, because this might make you happy, but it may make you sad?
Yeah, I got this. All right. So Willow is backstage with Tony Schiavone. Tony is interviewing her about getting a win on TV. She's Willow, I'm so proud of you getting a win on TV today. It was great.
She was so proud of herself.
Yeah, she was proud of herself. She's so excited. And she wants to make a challenge because she's on a roll right now. She wants to make a challenge for her title. She says, I'm challenging for the TBS title. And then, who comes walking in? Jade and those baddies. They walk straight up into Willow's face. Willow pushes away Kiera and Layla. Like, y'all back off. I'm the shit. I'm Willow. But still smiling about stuff. But anyways, Jade gets the mic and she says, so you want to lose again. This is going to be your third time. Looks like it's going to be 39. And Willow just says, well, Jade, you can't just keep winning forever. At some point, you're going to have to lose. And why can't it just be me? So it'll be 38-1. Why can't I be the one?
Yeah. And she looked so intense, but it was weird. Because, like how you said, like, she was intense, but she was also smiley. And it was,
Yeah.
like, her face as she was leaving, it was so, I don't want to say awkward. It was just happy, but intense. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, she was faking the happiness because she was so intense at the moment or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I just know that Willow is ready for some more screen time, and I'm happy they're noticing it.
I mean, that amount of screen time with that interview was about the same as Flago got, because he just, after this, we had him lose to Luchasaurus in like less than a minute. Christian after wanted him to throw him over the top rope to continue the beating, and Joe Wood comes up out of nowhere with the chair, says they were best friends and he broke his heart. So he's gonna break Luchasaurus piece by piece. Christian, he says, you name the place, time and the place. Christian says next week in his hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, I guess it's Toronto, so you want to spotlight somebody from Toronto with the first time you go to Canada. But they're also choosing the person who has an injured arm and can't even wrestle.
Yeah, wait, what?
When they go to Canada. Christian.
So it's going to be yeah. Oops, yeah, so they don't have anybody else.
Ethan, there's a lot of other Canadians. I don't know about how close he is to Toronto, but I believe Ethan Page is from Ontario, Canada. I just have no idea how close to Toronto.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other Canadians
in some form. Mm-hmm. I feel like he would be like the guy that they would use for the Dark Elevation main event. Like, and a hometown-ish guy for the Dark Elevation main event, so people will kind of cheer for that.
See, if it was a normal episode or taping, he would be the main event for Rampage. So that way the hometown boy can go on at the end of the night, 3 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
And hope that Rampage actually seems exciting because of it. Okay, Rampage hasn't been that bad lately, but obviously it's still not Dynamite.
Yeah, Rampage is definitely not Dynamite. Good observation. Oh man. Yeah, that did you catch the next promo?
Are you just talking about the Trent Pack video package for their Battle of the Belts match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just recaps the same stuff that set up in the first place. They're mad that he injured with the ring bell hammer Orange Cassidy, so now they're gonna have that match for the All Atlantic Championship.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah. I thought I might have missed something there, but apparently I didn't.
nah, nothing really. No. So, considering what we talked about earlier, and the next thing is the main event that was Sammy and Jericho versus Garcia and Danielson. If it is what I think it is, it's one of the first things that happens. So the graphic is up and the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah. So when the match starts, we hear it might have actually been louder than the pop for Regal or the Regal chant, but the chants of "fuck you, Sammy" to start the match. Like as soon as he's out there, "fuck you, Sammy."
No, he wasn't even in the. Oh, I mean, he was out at the ring, but he wasn't even in the match to start it off.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the match yet, but yeah, people were already no, fuck that guy. Jerk. Yeah, but yeah, that's the crowd comes after him a couple times. Like the one later in the
you still
in the match
suck.
was pretty cool. Yeah, because he had done like to his credit, he looked really good in this match. He did some really good stuff here, but the crowd was just like, nah, we don't care. You did that was cool and all, but you still suck. You still suck.
Every time Sammy did anything worth noting, the fans let him hear it.
Yeah.
But also worth noting, Garcia and Jericho started off the match and they actually shook hands. If it was anybody else, Jericho was not shaking hands.
He did. I didn't even think about the fact that he shook hands.
Yeah, the big one, because I don't really have any notes until the end of this match, was yes, the first time I heard the next chant against Sammy, he had did the dive over the top rope, corkscrew dive over the top rope to the floor, wiped him out, and he was doing this little taunt against the barricade, and they cut back into the ring to catch the other people, and you just see the fans like going crazy and doing the big hand gestures right out at Sammy. Clear as day, you just hear them loudly, "You still suck. You still suck." Every time he did something worthwhile.
Yeah, he has got some real heat right now.
All right, congrats, rest of the AEW universe. Are you happy? Are you finally catching on? Fuck Sammy, we've been telling it to you for a while.
Yeah. But hey, he's got that heat right now, man. He's got that heel heat for sure.
Who can we send to legitimately beat his ass in the ring? Who can just... Samoa Joe, you are stuck in a 3-month feud now with Samoa Joe. And you are going to lose every single match, and every single match has to be 15 plus minutes. So Joe is going to chop your fucking chest in and murder you. That sounds like a good time for Sammy.
Yeah.
If I just
I
get to
would
see
like that.
Joe murder him for 3 months, I'd be like, enjoy it for maybe 2.
Okay, let's do that. Sammy versus Samoa Joe.
I would love to be in those crowds when they go, Joe is gonna kill you. Joe is gonna kill you. Fuck you, Sammy.
Hey, like I said, he did look good in this match, though. But fuck you, Sammy.
You wanna know what didn't look good? The first attempt at putting Danielson through a table.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those like boss man type sidewalk slams where he like just lifts him up and puts him down. And he only bit off a little part of the table. Like he just dented the table basically.
Harder than that. Come on.
Yeah. Corrected it with the suplex.
Yeah. Yeah, after he softened it up with the first one.
Looks like a street shark just came up and bit the table or something. But there's a point to put in him through the table though, because that was getting to the end, which allowed Jericho to do very Jericho things at the very end of the match. What happened?
Yep. So, wait, who was it that brought the title?
I don't know. He just already had the title. I was assuming he had it at ringside or something.
I thought somebody brought it to him. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, he grabs the title belt, hits our boy Garcia in the head with it.
Garcia wanted a taste of the title.
He got a taste of the title. Hopefully he had his mouth open while he got hit then if he wanted to taste it, because it was right there. Yeah, he pops him with that title belt.
Because he had him in the Dragon Slayer.
Mm-hmm. He has Sammy in the Dragon Slayer. Yeah, and here comes Jericho.
Which allowed Sammy to get the pin. After all those chants, Sammy gets the victory at the end of the night. Yep. Fuck you, Sammy. Fuck you, Sammy. As the crowd said it many times. Fuck you, Sammy.
I want to know how that crowd felt after that. I couldn't hear anything like that because it was like over right there. I wanted to hear what the crowd reaction was to that.
I would love to know that they went off the air and during the time to set up before. Well, no, they don't have to do Rampage. So maybe just when they went off the air, I hope that there's like 5 minutes of fuck you, Sammy chance.
Yeah, let's see how you get out of this one, TK. Who do you send out? Send out Serena Deeb.
Well, I mean, they already got...
Or William Regal's brass knuckles.
I mean, finding out it all happened right before the show will be interesting to see what we find out in the next couple of days, since the altercation happened right before the start of the show. There's not a whole lot you can really like sit down to think and do. So we'll find out what comes out in the next couple of days.
Let's see. It'll be interesting. So much drama in wrestling, man.
Who would have thought that there would be drama in a show that is essentially a soap opera that is based around a physical combat sport? Who would have thought there would be drama?